Hey, Zach, looks like I made yet another mistake. We're going to do the community center first, then we'll do the side quests.
Well, welcome back to DP, or Digital Playground, which is apparently an American porn studio.
Man, you're just not gonna let that go, are you?
I mean, to be fair, the quality of the graphics of this game do remind me of those horrible, cheaply made 3D porn, yeah, the ones that I don't even know why people get turned on by.
You know, I mean, I'll give stuff like Omega Labyrinth credit. At least they animate some stuff to actually get people.
Java, golden rule for the for the golden weeb. But 2D is better than 3D. Come on.
Well, Omega Labyrinth is kind of a mix of 2D and 3D, as you'll see when we eventually commentate on that game.
Joyful.
Well, hey. We have to appreciate that Nintendo were actually willing to localize that game,
without mysterious rays of sunshine interfering. Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. No censorship on the Nintendo version, so it's good to go on that.
It was probably just a marketing stunt, Java, but I can save that for the actual game.
All right, and we're here, the Greenvale Community Center.
All right.
However, as Emily said, the meeting starts at 3 p.m. and it's not 3 p.m. yet. So yeah, closed still.
Knock knock.
Zach, Emily arranged for people to come between 1500 and 1700. We can't do anything.
Right dang, my video buffered. What time are you guys at?
Go to 2 or 2:15.
Well, we have to smoke to pass the time anyway, so.
Alright, I'm at 1:57.
Go.
Perfect.
Joby, you love cutting it fine with those times.
It was sort of the YouTube timer thing, and it buffering. I figured might as well.
He loves to leave on the edge. Let's go. Let's move on.
Also, I noticed the deer's head moving from left to right and up and down for some reason.
All right. So, since York wanted to, gather people around, I guess he wants to make a speech.
But of course.
Greenvale Community Center. Now that's an impressive building. The tower's impressive too.
Nice singing in the background.
All right. Time to address some issues with the townspeople.
How nice. With the
community
Life is Beautiful theme.
I'm not some tree in the wind this time either.
Oh boy, since elementary school.
What's he talking about?
He's talking about his childhood in elementary school.
But are we... Excuse me, sir. Who's that guy next to you talking to himself on the mic?
Agent Morgan, from the Federal Bureau of Investigations.
There will be a play included with today's news about the murder.
Good afternoon.
Please stay on your seats.
Special Agent Francis.
We can't see your badge, you jackass!
I know, but it's not. But it's not a procedure for me to show my badge.
Truly a heinous, terrible crime.
The town bicycle?
I've come to this town to solve the murder of this young, beautiful girl. And to bring the one responsible to justice.
What is justice, though?
Together we can be justice, Jova.
Yes.
Unfortunately, incidents like these have a tendency to happen again.
Hey, Sonny, what's that saxophone playing in the background?
I thought it was a trumpet.
So I can share some advice in order to minimize the risk of further fatal
It's weird. His voice sounds actually muted by the microphone. You know, the thing that's supposed to
amplify.
Who's doing the sound mixing for this stage?
To be fair, Jova, personal experience, these community halls usually have very poor equipment. When it comes to audio, we usually get jacked up or buffer constantly.
This poor.
Not this poor, and also, even still, the acoustics of the theater should at least be helping his voice somewhat.
Wait, oh, is York?
What?
What?
Well, I'm listening to what York is basically dictating to the town.
Well, it's basic stranger dangers advice. You know, don't go into dark alleys, all that kind of stuff.
And York is being friendly, but you know, when you put it like that, it sounds almost borderline martial law.
Well, I think you're reading a bit too much into it. I'm pretty sure. I don't think he's ordering. I think he's more like advising people.
Oh, and who are you?
I mean, last night. I mean,
owner and singer.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think an FBI agent can just tell normal citizens how to live their lives.
Unless he employs martial law. Unless he employs martial law.
She owns a bar. Thomas's sister.
Oh.
I'm sorry, the music is overpowering your voices again, guys.
So, as I have said, avoid going outside when it is raining. Young women should be especially...
So yeah, since the raincoat killer kills women.
Anything or anyone suspicious immediately.
But what if he breaks into our homes?
Well, in
Don't
that...
go outside, it's as simple as that.
That's all I have to say. Thank you.
That's all. I could have got that advice from my book. How to avoid being murdered.
Oh,
wait,
he was here too.
This really is a small
remember,
town.
Teo,
They're barely filling half the theater.
Well, Teo, this was supposed to be for attendance for all citizens anyway. So
yeah. Oh, wait, he wants to make a speech too.
Apparently, let's see.
I am Charles Xavier. Please excuse my face. I had it burned in a horrible accident.
When paying for our
sins,
we must not frown. The loss of honor was for that debt.
See, listen to that. He's not using a microphone, yet his voice sounds more pronounced than York's through the microphone.
He's clearly the bad guy then.
The sound mixing is pretty bad.
It is something to marvel at, though. Again, this game has so many problems going for it, and yet I can't condemn it like I normally would with a game this bad. Well,
what do you mean going against it, Jova?
Well, you know,
York pose, super sexy pose. That's a decent 7 out of 10.
I wonder how this will look in FBI Agents Weekly.
Well, I think what Joe means to say is that he's never seen a bad game that tries so hard to be great. You know?
I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. I've seen bad games that have tried, yes, but this game tries and succeeds in some of the right ways. Don't get me wrong. Technically speaking, it's a bad game, but there's enough good that I can see how it garnered a bit of a cult following to the point where, yeah, you would categorize this as the Deadly Premonition experience.
Agent York,
hey,
your
Thomas.
words really made me think about Anna's death again. How could one do such a terrible thing? I'm still in shock.
I mean, I was just fine until you brought it up. Thanks a lot, arsehole.
Thomas, I forgot to ask. You don't have a tattoo on your back, do you?
Oh yeah, that is true. We don't know if Thomas has one.
Yeah. But what? Could you
Straight here now.
What?
He actually will.
Okay.
In front of everyone.
I mean,
well, to be fair,
gotta pass the stage fright, I guess, Jova.
Well, to be fair, unlike Emily, he's not a female officer, so it's considered harassment, as George would say.
Well, I'm wondering who G is now, but aside from that, did it tell you?
Apparently, he has a tattoo on his back.
It told
A
me
G.
that you didn't kill Anna. Of course not. What are you saying?
People with G's on their bodies could never be capable of murder.
You know,
hold on.
yeah, because the G is for good, I guess. I don't know.
Hold
Oh,
on.
guilty. It could be
love G.
A big heart and an arrow with the words "love G" in them.
Also, the way that describing this tattoo
We've all
sounds
been
like,
through the 80s.
I also love how the programmers probably had no time or way to render it, so they actually had to have York describing it to us.
the way this tattoo is described, it makes it sound like it's one somebody would get when they're drunk.
Yeah.
Mr. Francis York Morgan. The purple fog appears with rain, soiling and ruining our town. The evil does not drain. Find out.
So a poison dungeon?
All I told you was to tell him to fuck off, not give him a fucking poem.
And only then your case is solved. But for this to happen, to solve the crime, the proper must do the proper at the proper time. It's not yet mine. That is.
My left ear is feeling a bit lonely by your voice, dude.
But if you, Mr. York, find the right timing to chat.
Oh, now my right ear is feeling lonely. The heck?
I'll explain in a moment.
So says Mr. Stewart.
I'm sorry, I could not catch it. Can you start it again?
But there's some reason why you can't tell me yet. Is that what you're trying to say?
Cut the poetic rubbish, Harry, and tell us what you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't make me JoJo pose at you.
Yeah, seriously. Very menacing aura.
Mr. Francis York, pay close attention to the sound.
Completely ignoring George.
Sorry, dude, that's the best fuck it animation we could afford.
So says Mr. Stewart.
Thanks for the warning, Harry. But don't worry. Me and Zach, we know what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Allow me to explain, Jova. See, here's how the sound mixing of this game works. Whenever there's a conversation between two characters, each of the two characters sounds through each of the two ends. As in the left side of the stereo is one character, the right side of the stereo is the other character. And whichever the two characters is on screen, that's the side of the stereo that actually has focus on the sound.
This game was made in 2010, right?
It was, but apparently the developers didn't get that memo.
Wow. I think even SNES games have better sound mixing than that.
Well, there's not that much to mix when it comes to a game of that era.
PS1 games, then?
I'm talking about some of the SNES games that actually did have voice acting, limited as they were. Like, I feel like even their voice acting wasn't.
All right, here's a character for Theo.
Hey, it reminds me of, I forgot the name, maybe if it was like Bill, one character from Left 4 Dead.
The general, owner of the scrapyard. AKA the guy we have to see to get our car back.
Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
I'm the general.
I think he said that already.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm not going to give you my. I'm not going to give you my name. I'll just call myself the general.
Why are you living here?
Soldier, this is my hometown. After a man returns from war, there's no place to go other than his hometown. Your little speech.
I will introduce you soon to my wife. The wife.
You imbecile. The raincoat killer's no myth, not mere folklore. Not a fairy tale. It's based on actual
I'm pretty sure we can believe you because you already tried to kill us.
I'm interested. Can you tell me more about this?
You kids.
But just in case he is the raincoat killer, it's best that we don't tell him that.
That's too nice.
If you want to hear more, you come to my office.
But I'm not a soldier.
Well, FBI agent, soldier, you know.
Despite the credibility issues, we should give him a visit. One thing, though. Calls himself a general, but isn't that a sergeant's uniform?
Oh, good.
Oh, let me guess. A sergeant died, but he took his...
it's like the principal and the
pauper. Hey, look, it's Asha it's Asha and Fiona.
Asha and Fiona, yay.
Hey, Fiona, how you doing?
Hello again, Fiona. Good to see you here.
Well, Dr. Johnson told me to be here. He said it would be important.
Well, that was good advice. He may be young, but he seems like a wise man.
Oh, and he's a very hard-working person, too. Everyone thinks he's some kind of weirdo, but I don't think so at all. People don't understand why he's in the autopsy room all day. But I do. He's doing research to make the world a better place in the future.
I guess he can't hear us.
Yes, yeah, seriously, Joe, it's like right 5 there. Feet near you. Oh, okay, I guess he can.
You didn't? Oh, the doctor is a very...
He pauses.
He has a really big house over by the lake.
Shrug.
Also, you look like a porcelain doll, lady.
He must be loaded. Rich and young. A perfect combination.
But you don't get that
Or
feeling
disaster.
from him at all, do you? He doesn't show it. That's one of the things I like best about him.
Well, I could have been
He's
fooled
rich.
if it weren't for you. Thanks for the valuable information, Fiona.
Again, sitting on.
I wasn't listening. I wasn't here.
Someone was eavesdropping.
Nice
Hey,
job.
New York, you make any progress?
Of course.
Never mind.
It's in Shiroi. It's in case. Remember, Shiroi, the game cannot account whether you speak to Fiona first or Asha first, so it has to do the conversations as if it was the first time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
After her husband was deceased. Well, she's probably
Is he
huddled up
just
at
deaf
home.
for those couple of minutes? Like,
Hey, we just could not afford for contingency versions of these conversations. Okay, we're kind of on a tight budget here.
If you could, too.
Jesus
I wonder what the
Christ.
budget of
But
this
don't go
game
too
was
hard on
actually.
her, okay?
A ham sandwich.
Well,
No.
that's a bit generous.
More like a
Maybe like
turkey sandwich.
and yet, this game still manages to do more with its budget than Fairfence Seraph.
Boom.
True.
congratulations.
I checked that the general is played by Roger Jackson, which has extensive resume.
Oh, Roger Jackson! I love Roger Jackson. The voice of Mojo, the voice of Mojo Jojo.
Yeah.
Nice.
He was also the voice of the free-headed piranha plant from King's Quest VII.
Oh.
Olivia
I
Cormac,
work
Nick's
at your
wife.
husband's diner, right? What kind of girl was
Roger
she?
Jackson.
Well, she was a very hard
Yes, Roger
worker.
Jackson. Yes.
A nice girl.
Did you ever see her acting strange?
Well, not really. But there was one thing. Well, you see, the diner closes when it rains.
Oh.
Many shops do that.
Yeah, we'll visit the diner that she worked at
Anyway, Anna
before she
always
died
seemed
later.
Unfocused the day after it rained, and came in late too. It was almost as if she used up all her energy the day before. Come to think of it, that was really strange. Did that legendary monster really kill her?
It wasn't a monster.
Legendary monster.
Well, it is a legend here in the
But
town
I
too.
wanted to catch and bring to justice.
It's not Bigfoot.
Well, still a legend though. Hey Nick, this is Dwibs, one of the Dwibs characters.
I swear, this guy
Dwibs loves playing, Dwibs loves playing dick characters, and this character is one of the big dicks of the game. So I figured I'd give it to him.
This guy looks like somebody who'd be a shoo-in to be voiced by Autumn.
Nick Cormac.
He looks like a grown-up version of Tommy from the Room.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about Anna Graham.
I think you mean
Did you
Danny.
notice anything strange
Danny,
about
sorry.
her prior to
Been a
this?
while.
Nick, are you hiding something?
No, nothing.
Yeah, all the fucks I have to give. Oh wait, I don't have
Are
any.
you sure?
Very good, very good. See, you all.
Already off to a great start.
Hey, come on.
All right, since Nick is not helping us, let's ask. Oh, here's another one of Jova's characters.
Oh boy, Suspect, my favorite character.
Snake leather pants. Seriously.
Special Agent Francis York.
Well, remember where he said that, Webbs, that to me, the outsider FBI agent, every citizen is a suspect.
Wesley, owner of the gun store called Panda Bear. People around here call me the Gunsmith.
Interesting name for a weapon shop.
No, get it? Smith and Weston.
Wesley the Gunsmith.
Was there something you want to ask me?
How do you make a living running a gun store in a place like this?
Hunters.
Because there can't be that many customers.
Worry gives a small thing a big shadow. I do gunsmith work in my shop, too. If you got the skills, the customers find you. All you need is a network.
I hope so.
He's not wrong.
Oh.
Jova? Oh.
Here's what I've got.
Yeah, basically we can actually take advantage of this too, actually, because apparently he brought his own goddamn store with him. Don't ask me how that works.
I mean, always need to be prepared.
Come from all around.
Even today, a customer paid me to go to Seattle for some help. I just got back.
I see. Well, I'll be sure to visit your store.
Is his name Charlie by any chance?
No. They just said his name earlier.
It's usually open
in the
from
freeze frame.
2000 to 0600. See you
No.
there.
The person who bought the gun.
I
think
don't
Joe
know.
wanted to make a reference to the Pedro.
Okay.
He was talking about a customer from Seattle.
Sure. In that case, I don't know.
So I guess hadn't met some of the characters before, this will be the first time you meet them here.
Exactly, Theo. This is also the game. This serves as that bit we just saw there. That was the game's way of saying, by the way, if you need some guns, be sure to visit this guy's shop. And also saying, by the way, in case you haven't been looking into it, there's these citizens of Greenvale who you could meet for some side missions. So consider doing that if you find them interesting.
I guess with Keith and Lily, the game actually did have some substitute dialogue for, you know, if this is or is not your first time meeting them.
Yes, the game actually does have a contingency for whether or not if you're meeting these characters for the first time or not. However, I guess this is the only one we could afford. We couldn't afford one for Usha and Fiona.
Kingdom Hearts, this is not. Like, okay, you know, I'll give Kingdom Hearts credit. That thing has contingency dialogue up the wazoo for so much as if you beat the final boss of Hollow Bastion before completing Monstro. That takes some dedication.
Hey, York, you were rocking
They also have contingency cutscenes too.
I haven't been on stage like that since elementary school.
You made me think, man, like, things can't go on like this. We need, like, some action or something. I was pretty psyched up before you got on stage.
We should, like, totally put together an angry mob and chase down this killer.
I mean, dude, that lunatic could be any one of us, man.
That's bogus, man.
Can you imagine how
It could even be me.
Can you imagine how heartbreaking it would be if Keith was actually the Raincoat Killer? Seriously, I would hate having to put this man away.
It can be like Yorka said, Joe. It can be anyone.
Yeah.
What if it was Zach?
Oh god, that would be like in the top 10 anime betrayals.
Oh, look, Polly is here as well. But first, let's meet these other guys. We already met one of them before, but yeah, he was Richard, the one who was coming out of Sally's home.
So, finding your way around okay?
Yes, pretty much. But some people are hard to get along with.
Richard is actually Quint's dad.
I thought city folks were used to things like that.
I see their choice in wardrobe.
But I started
Like father, like son, I guess.
Here's my new way of thinking. It's simple, really. There's only 3 types of people. Criminals, victims, and investigators.
But it was dicks, vaginas, and assholes.
No, dicks, pussies, and assholes, too.
You really are.
Sure, well, close enough.
Alright. Hey, Quint. How you doing?
He looks like he's had better days.
You're here, too. I didn't think you were the town meeting kind of guy.
A friend of mine was killed, you know, man? I'm not letting this one go quietly. I'll do anything to help you catch the scumbag who did this.
Thank you.
You can hear the fact that the 2 lines were recorded separately.
Nothing good will come from desiring simple revenge.
Oh, come on, I'm not
Also, what is with that sound York is making tapping on his suit?
I asked already, Jova, supposedly it's when he's thinking about something.
That's his thinking tick that he has. Like, whenever he's pondering something, he has this tick where he taps his chest with his finger.
I see.
Kind of like how in Dr. House, where House is constantly bouncing his ball with his hands.
Weasel, excuse me, what? These metaphors, York, you need to work on them.
Oh,
I guess a weasel.
And here's another suspect that we haven't met yet.
That doesn't look suspicious at all.
You're under arrest.
We can't just... Brian the Insomniac, Gravekeeper.
Wait, isn't there a guy named Brian working at Insomniac?
Of course the Gravekeeper looks like a death metal band boy.
I know, right?
It reminds me of the way the Alex and his droogies dressed in Clockwork Orange.
Anna. Oh, she was
too soon.
Little grave on the prairie, cute.
So yeah, he's our Gravekeeper.
Sad.
I totally agree. That's why I'm here, looking for the one who did it. Were you close to her?
Anna,
to think about it.
her smile, so warm.
Anna,
Anna,
where are you going?
blonde hair.
He's wandering off.
Cool story, bro.
There's a graveyard somewhere in town, Zach. I'm not excited
Oh,
about the
shit.
idea, but maybe we should at least check it out.
I guess.
We will, but later.
Well, you kind of drove through it already.
We have, but we haven't actually properly visited yet. All right. In the
Also,
meantime,
bad
let's
luck
talk
if
to
you,
Thomas.
knocked over some of the tombstones.
All right. Here's Thomas's sister, Carol. So let's see exactly what's all about her. But let's read.
I mean, the description told she's a journalist, so I can imagine she's looking for the scoop of her life.
Thought she was a barkeep.
Hey, Carol. Well, actually, no. She's a barkeep. Yeah, Jova's right too. She's actually a barkeeper.
I fucked up. Sorry.
Anna was an airhead.
Oh, good. We're
Yeah, I know.
both smokers. We should be
What do you
friends.
Well, fuck you too, then.
Are you saying she was killed because she was an airhead? Or are you saying that she was an airhead for being killed?
I'm sure she's still an airhead even in heaven. She changed her hair every day. If she lost a pound, she'd be ecstatic. Gain one, and she'd almost be in tears. She broke many, many plates every day at the diner, and she'd always have a smile on her face. Always having fun. Everyone looked at her and
Well,
knew
of
she
course,
was a
because she
cute,
doesn't have to pay
adorable,
for them.
loving airhead.
I love how they're not even facing each other. Like this is. I'm guessing this is.
It's the noir conversation, Pedro. It's
Yeah, yeah.
sophisticated.
Yeah.
Again, they're both smokers, so they immediately connect, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Anna was a bit fish-eyed, it seems.
A goddess.
Well, bye then.
That was a productive conversation.
Talking about Anna left her very sensitive, guys. She's very sensitive about this issue.
Not even an I should go. No, just boom, zooms away.
Let's just give you some money for that and move along.
What do you think, Shiro? Do you think we
Move
touched?
along.
Do you think we touched a sensitive topic for her?
Probably.
All right. So, Polly, how you doing? Oh, I forgot. Never mind. We still have Jim and the others here. I forgot. Never mind.
Jim.
Hey, Jim Bob.
In the forest. How are Isaac and Isaiah?
They're fine.
They really seem to love their grandpa.
Well, I guess they do, son. I want to keep them away from the filth of the material world as much as I can. Their mother.
Oh, great, an Amish guy.
Well, not necessarily Amish. If he were Amish, then he would have pretty much had no connection with the outside world.
More like, I guess the better term would be proletarian.
Material world, don't I? I have to in order to do my job. But I understand what you mean.
True.
I'd think the same if I was born in a place like this, Zach.
And I don't know, York. I don't necessarily
Who
think
the hell
I.
are you talking to?
Hey, Gina.
Hello again, Agent York. How are you?
Good, thanks. And you?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good today.
Well, that's good to hear. Do you have any information that could help me out?
Information? Sounds difficult and not my kind of conversation. Anyways, you should come by the gas stand again. I'll give you the best service in town.
Zach, perhaps you can tell me. Why did she bother coming here?
Hey, Jack.
I've nothing to say to you.
I haven't asked you anything yet, Jack.
Shut it! I might open up if you introduce me to
Weather's sounding pretty badly out there, isn't it?
Ben Frank.
Seems like it, yeah. You want even more Ben Franklins?
Guess there's always someone like me in every town.
The Undertaker, hello.
Hey.
Hey, Polly.
What is she doing?
I think she's looking at the
she's
painting.
admiring the painting, I guess.
Seems like it, yeah.
Mr. Morgan, you're quite an impressive public speaker.
Really?
Oh, thank
You
you.
reminded me a little of a play I saw when I was younger.
What kind of play?
I'm talking about back when this place was still called the Mercury Theater. When I was young, I used to come here often with my husband. God rest his soul. We'd come on the weekend to see the latest play. He'd always pretend to be uninterested, but I could tell he was excited inside. He was just one of those kind of guys, really, thinking about it now.
Really, Polly? So what's your favorite play?
Oh, well, I like so many. There was one in particular, but I can't recall the name anymore. Oh, it was a very famous one, too.
Something by Shakespeare?
Don't say Macbeth, it's bad luck.
Oh,
It is. In what case?
The Simpsons taught me that.
Nothing. One
Oh.
more bell that doesn't ring anymore.
Yeah. Every time you say that, Ian McKellen gets electrocuted.
Don't worry, Teo. She's so old that she doesn't even remember anymore.
Angry at me for forgetting
All
what I
right.
saw. He'd go on for hours retelling what the play was about. His eyes were so sparkling, like a happy young boy.
I see. So, what's your favorite play?
Oh, I almost forgot, Mr. Morgan. We're going to have another guest soon. I have to get back and get things ready.
Sorry for having to hurry away. I'll see you back at the hotel.
Of course.
Zach, I think she could embarrass
Granny has speed on her heels.
She successfully avoided answering my question, Zach.
I know, right?
Maybe Polly's the
Hey,
maybe Polly's the killer. Oh look, my favorite of the Greenvale citizens.
Who are you?
My pot is getting cold.
Roaming Sigourney, nicknamed the Pot Lady.
Oh no.
Hey, mister, my pot is getting cold.
You are... who?
What are you saying? I'm
What?
Sigourney.
Okay, she did it.
I don't know. If she did it, she would be the pot killer, not the raincoat killer.
I need to hurry.
That's a cover, too.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
It's very deceitful.
useless.
Okay.
Today, but really,
Come again.
takes the cake. Amazing.
I'm not sure cakes are made in pots, York.
Alright, and that was the end of the meeting, so yeah.
Morgan, I'd like to let everyone go.
It's recap time.
Let's go outside.
Goody.
Hey York, what citizen you met today?
So Ted, do you want to talk to? Do you want to, for those who may not have seen Twin Peaks, you want to talk about the log lady?
No, not yet. Again, especially because yes, there are similarities, but from what I can see, the story is still taking its own direction. So for now, let's just leave it there.
Okay. Let's just say it's a another reference to Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Even when he walks like doesn't.
All right, that was Greenvale Inhabitants. Well, let's see if
That was a productive
let's
day.
see if the FBI.
Fascinating.
Well, let's see how much I get this time. Oh, there you go. There's 10 more bucks than the last mission that involved the.
Wait, so we got more money for sitting at a desk talking.
Yes.
To be fair, Dave, so we needed to do that to, it was a little community service because we need to explain the town about the problem. So, it wasn't like just fucking around.
Yeah.
Funny, normally you don't get paid for community services.
Alright, we'll see what happens in the next part.
See ya then.
See ya.